This year's incredible drought conditions have unfortunately led to elevated fire danger pretty much across the board and across the area. As we saw just over the past couple of days in nearby Balch Springs in southeast Dallas County, and in many places across, not only across Ellis County, but Johnson County and to the west as well. It seems like we just keep having these fires starting. And these conditions are why you have low humidity, gusty winds that are fueling these things, and the ground is just absolutely parched. The ground is made of kindling at this point. So I wanted to talk a little bit about preventing wildfires and preventing the spread of those wildfires. I know I should have Smokey the Bear up there, but unfortunately I was not able to make that happen. The first thing, I feel like this should be obvious. You've seen it all over social media. Don't flick your cigarette butts out the window. Number one, you shouldn't be doing that anyway. It's called littering. There's fines for that. It's also just called, it's just inconsiderate, right? But here's the thing. That could be all it takes. We have seen so many fires started just because of this. And really, if you smoke inside of your vehicle, there should be some way to extinguish and dispose of those used cigarette butts in your vehicle. I would think you would be prepared for that. I'm not a smoker. I can't speak to that personally, but I would think you would be prepared enough to avoid doing this and avoid causing a fire like the one you see behind me here, or like the ones that have damaged multiple homes. Not every wildfire is started by cigarette butts, but a fair number of them have been, and it's so easily avoidable. Just be smart about that. Keep grass mowed. You want to keep grass as short as you can, especially in those larger fields. That when you have that tall, dead grass, I mean, it's just fire food. And if you keep it mowed, if you keep it real low to the ground, then that kind of limits what that fire can eat. That limits where that fire can go. You also want to keep metal objects out of grassy areas. Here's the thing. The fire in Balch Springs, also the fire at John Paul Deneen's field recently, we'll be talking to him soon. Those fires were started when a mower or some kind of equipment hit a piece of metal and caused one small tiny spark. That's all it took. In Balch Springs, it took out over 10 homes, I believe, 10, maybe 15, 20 homes, or at least damaged, if not completely destroying them. But this could be what happens. So if you do work, especially if you're in a construction area or something, you do work, try to keep those metal objects out of the way. Or if you're going to be mowing, if you can, maybe, heck, I would invest, especially if you're a mowing company, I would invest in a metal detector. Maybe just try to do a sweep, even just a quick sweep of the yard or the field you're going to be mowing. Just check and see if it's there. It may stop a fire. Like I said, this one in Balch Springs that was so huge, they're pretty sure this is what caused it. Just a small piece of metal. That's all it took. All it took. But just be mindful of this factor when you're out there mowing or doing working some kind of machinery that can cause a spark like that. You want to keep flammable items away from grass and trees, obviously. So any flammable object, any flammable machinery, that kind of thing, try to keep those on asphalt or something, somewhere it's not going to burn, right? So try to kind of be mindful of where these things are, their proximity to, more flammable surfaces, trees, grass, that kind of thing. Keep a water source nearby. Now, my friend and the moderator for the page, Matt Quick, has done a lot of work around wildfires, okay? So he told me that the biggest advice he has, especially for a place that, to deal with a fire once it starts, is to keep a water source nearby. Now, I am outside of the city limits, and I know a lot of Ellis County is. And even if you're in the city limits, sometimes there's not a fire hydrant near you. So you want to have, for example, a pool. Firefighters have used pools to do that. You want to make sure if you're in proximity to a pond or a lake or something like that, you're kind of covered, right? That's a source of water. But you can even have water storage, different tools and those kind of things, I'm not finding the words I'm looking for, containers, that kind of thing, to store water. And even if it's just for this, just to keep a water source nearby so that if a fire does begin, those firefighters have a place to get the water and fill those tankers. They're only bringing in a limited amount of water, and the way these fires are spreading, it may not be near enough to get ahead of it. So that's something that you want to do. So this was a kind of a short segment today. I'm sure there's a number of other things. I would also say too, we're past 4th of July, but apparently that doesn't stop people from popping them. Fireworks are not a good idea right now. Just not a good idea right now. I know they're fun. I know they look pretty. I know the loud noise is fun to some people. It is not a good idea right now. And your fireworks, as much as you think it's limited to your space, think about how large those can be and how far they can travel, especially with gusty winds. You could set another person's property on fire, and it could be devastating to them. Again, all you have to do is look at Balch Springs and look at the fact that one trivial mistake, right, led to multiple homes being destroyed, multiple families being out of their homes. So keep these things in mind. Be mindful of your choices. Again, if you're a smoker, if you're smoking cigars or cigarettes, you're using lighters. If there is a burn ban in Ellis County, so you shouldn't be burning anything for certain. And I'm hoping to have a county commissioner on sometime soon as well to kind of talk about that. But really, I mean, use time, use your resources wisely. Like I said, keep water nearby. Keep your grass mowed. Keep everything really low to the ground. Not only limit where a fire can go, but be plentiful in what resources you can use to fight any kind of fires, or that the proper authorities and officials can use to fight those fires. But so much of it just comes down to being smart about it, right? Just use common sense. Be careful. Be mindful. Take extra steps to prevent these fires, because again, these fires can spread so easily and are so easily prevented. Thank you so much for watching. If you have other tips, put those in the comments below. If there's other topics you want to see me cover, put those in the comments below. I'm ready to be done with hot weather topics, but it seems like the hot weather just will not go away. I'm hoping maybe in the next few days we're going to get a little bit of a break over the weekend, so stay tuned. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.